I've been lost, I've been tired, but I feel with
It's the cat. It's the cat. We're on Intellectual Radio. We're on iHeartRadio. It's another Thursday, and we here ready to let the cat out the bag. Meow. Meow. I'm gonna say, ooh, I tell you what. Listen here, you guys. Like I said, it's another Thursday, and we can't even make this stuff up. But we're here. And today's show, like I said earlier, it's really, really going to be an interesting show. We're covering an emotional topics. We're letting our cat out the bag, and we really want you guys' feedback. So I'm going to give the number early. The number to call into the show is 708-223-8953. Pat, can you give them the number for me again, please?
708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. Please call in.
Okay, so again, we can't even make this stuff up. And what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to first of all tell you again what we're talking about for this Thursday. Where we're going to cover the what happened at the comedian Harris. What's his first name again? Ricky Harris. They had a fight. Somebody went and hit Snoop Dogg, punched him in the face at this man's funeral. Now, and then they said that Snoop Dogg shouldn't have been there. You know, they said that, we don't even know why you're here, Snoop Dogg, at this funeral. Now, to my understanding, Snoop and Ricky Harris was really close, and Snoop really took it personal. I saw a video where Snoop was literally in tears about what went on with Ricky Harris, and he said, my dear friend has passed away. And Snoop, a grown man, but he was crying on the video. And for him to pay his respect and go to a man's funeral and somebody hit you in the face, sneak you like that, I think that is really terrible. What is the world coming to? With that being said, right here in Chicago, we had 4 teenagers. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it was 2 girls and 2 guys or whatever the case may be. We had 4 teenagers that went back into slavery somewhere. I don't know who they thought they were. And they literally, had a mentally disturbed, challenged guy, beat him. They cut his hair, but it cut a bit of his scalp.
Yes.
And they was saying all types of racial, profiling. We hate white people. Forget Donald Trump. I mean, it's like, yeah, you guys, y'all don't even know enough about history to be doing all of this stuff. And then they smoking weed. So I don't know what these kids are smoking now. But I'm telling you something, parents, y'all need to be responsible for checking up on your kids. And these kids ain't right because something was wrong. Okay, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and let me kick the show off like we always do. And I'm going to start with our cat first before I introduce our guest. We got Miss Pat Ward in the building.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Good to be back in the land of living.
Hey, I know that's right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We got Miss Monique in the building.
Hey, everybody, and Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
That's the last time I'm going to say that.
I know that's right.
Amen.
And we got our crime chaser in the building, Mr. Martin G, all the way from the South Side.
South Side.
I know that's right. And we have a special guest in the building with us today. We call her Grandma. We call her Queen. And to some, you guys may just simply call her Miss Betty.
Cozy.
Miss Cozy. Well, first of all, we're going to start off with you, my queen, Miss Granny. Tell us who you are and where you come from.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And I'm enjoying being on this
radio show this morning.
Yes.
I'm from the original Southside.
Hello, Southside.
Happy New Year's, everyone.
Happy
Yes,
New Year.
and you know what I
Yes.
want to say to everybody that's listening is that you normally tune into us every week, and it's a pleasure to have you sitting here front and center. You show us so much love, and thank you for keeping us even in your prayers, because Lord knows we need it, and we appreciate you and your comments. So we already got callers that's calling in about today's show. But let's go ahead. Hey, cuz I see you watching. But let's go ahead and let's talk about, first of all, our first order of business. What happened in Chicago yesterday with those teens?
First of all, as a grandmother, great grandmother, I don't condone what the four young people did at all. I would like to know from the young man's mother why she dropped him off at McDonald's.
Okay.
Does anyone know why she would, and leave him unattended?
Right. Especially if he mentally challenged. You just don't just drop your kid off and just say, hey, I'm trying to leave him just to go ahead and go with everybody else, and then you ain't seen them for 3 days. Something is wrong with that.
Okay, so let me make sure we got this story straight. The mentally disturbed person was dropped off at McDonald's, and his parents hadn't saw him for 3 days.
Yeah.
What did they have a police report about?
I heard they made a police report Saturday.
Seriously?
Yeah, made a missile report on him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did the teens have him all those 3 days and had him hostage?
We don't know. I don't know all the facts. So
That's the reason why I want to
Right.
hear from the parent.
Right. We don't know all the facts. So my thing is, what type of parent would drop off their mentally challenged adult at McDonald's unattended? You just don't do that. Did he have a cell phone? You know, those are questions that need to be asked. You know, not taken from the wrong from those four individuals. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna let the kid out the bag.
Let the cat
I
out.
think the mama need to be persecuted with the four other people too as well.
Okay. So the mother of the mentally disturbed
Yeah.
child
Right.
should be brought under charges for leaving her son unattended.
I would like to know.
Okay, so let me make sure. What did you say? Say it again.
No. I said she said what I said though. Yeah. I said
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Go ahead. The reason why I said what I said is because this young man is, you know, he's mentally challenged. He needs to be
Supervised.
supervised. That's the word I'm looking for. Supervised at all times. You can't leave a person like that. I worked at a mental facility, Ada Ask McKinney. That's why I worked there for like 3 years. And you cannot leave mentally challenged adults that's not able to function by themselves alone without being supervised.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
And
what
we
I-
still-
that's what I
still we're
believe.
not condoning what the the four children did.
Right.
18 and older. So it's like unbelievable. And I would like to know, when they took that person over there on Lexington, whose house was that, and where was the person who owned the house, the apartment, and has it that no neighbors heard all that abuse going on in that house?
Well,
It sounds like so many people are at fault for this.
and you know what? And I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of times, depending on where you live at, you know, commotion is no. You know, you hear loud music because it's like they were over there smoking weed, you know, partying. You know, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I wouldn't even. You know, you got young people, they getting high. You know, sex is not far away from getting high when you got men, little boys, and little girls. You know, somebody boyfriend or girlfriend.
But he was screaming in agony.
You talking about the guy was
Yeah,
screaming?
He was screaming in agony.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Who knows? You know, maybe we can go. You just never know. Go knock on some neighbors' doors and let the cat out the bag and find out. You know, maybe we'll do that today. Who knows what we'll do with the cats? You know, we don't know where we're gonna go and what we're gonna do, but we definitely know we're gonna let the cat out
We
the
want
bag.
the truth.
Yeah, definitely. It was wrong. Those four individuals that was involved, they are dead wrong. I'm not advocating.
We're not
for wrong.
condoning.
I'm not at all. They are dead wrong. But we need some more facts to come out too. I think so.
Yeah.
You know.
So you know what? Now here's the thing, and I see you guys watching. We had a call earlier, but we wasn't able to really take your calls. But now our line is open, so you know if you're calling into the show, go ahead, dial in. Pat, give them the number again, please.
708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. Call in with your question.
Or with your comments, because as we're going over this topic, if it's something that you want to say, we definitely want to hear from you. We got a call on the line. Good morning. Good morning. It's the Cats Out Show. Who do we have online, and where are you calling from?
My name is Miranda. I'm calling in from Washington, D.C.
Okay. Hi. How you doing? I'm sorry. What's your name again?
Miranda, I have you on speaker because I have a few people that also want to chime in on where I'm at. Well, I'm calling from Washington, D.C. Again, my name is Miranda. I just would like to say, where's Al Sharpton? Where's Jesse Jackson and all this? Because this is a hate crime. So let's just say this happened during the Obama inauguration. And let's just say 4 white people did this to a black person right before the inauguration, said, fuck black people, fuck Obama. I'm sorry my language. But if they were to say that, there would be riots out there. There would be looting out there. So if Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton would go out there and defend the minorities, I think this is also involved with hate crime.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me address one question first.
Turn his radio speaker down. He needs to turn the speaker down.
Because he is a victim of a hate crime. But where are they? They're nowhere to be found.
Okay, so let me address your question real fast. As far as Al Sharpton, and turn your speaker down, please. You got to turn your speaker. Okay, so you know what? I'll respond to you, but you got to go right now. So let me respond to the question. Next caller. Okay, so here, let me respond to his question. As far as where is Jesse Jackson, where is Al Sharpton, we've been asking those questions for the longest because this is not our first pony ride here in Chicago. I don't know if you guys keep up with the news of some of the stuff that's happening in Chicago, but there's a lot of crime happening. Yes, and there are a lot of people right here in Chicago that have asked the same question. Where the heck is Jesse Jackson? Why are we not marching the streets? Yeah. Where is Obama? You know, where's Michelle? Where is Al Sharpton? So we asked those questions as well. And now we got Donald Trump here, you know, right in Chicago. So we're asking, where is Donald Trump? Because we don't condone none of this stuff. And I'm going to tell you something. We didn't condone it when it was happening to black folk. We definitely don't condone it when it's happening to white folks. Now that's just true. That's just the truth. And I hate to be the one to really just let the cat out the bag, but somebody got to let it out. Yeah, I think hate is hate. I think hate is hate, no matter who it's done to. Yeah. If you're black, white, green, Jewish, Chinese, Japanese, whatever your skin color is, this type of crime is not a racial crime. It's a love-hate crime.
I can't believe that people had the audacity to say, why do we care? They've been doing this to us since the 50s and 60s. This ain't got nothing to do with that. We're talking about some young kids. Smoking weed. Don't even know anything about what happened back then. They don't know none of that. So they're using that as an excuse. And I think these people that said that, they ignorant. How could y'all just say, oh, it's okay for him to get treated like a dog? I can't even say, I think he got treated worse than that, and say it's okay because this been happening since the 50s and 60s. Like, are you serious? So that's okay?
No.
Pat, I'm gonna pull your hair because it's blonde. And that's
not okay.
Don't like blondes from the 50s and 60s. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's all right if you pull my
hair because I'm going to humble myself
and say who I am, stay calm who I am.
That's what they saying. It's like, wow, are they really going?
Well, it ain't all right if you pull my hair. And I wouldn't care who I am. It's not all right. We shouldn't be doing that.
It's not all right with me.
All right. This is the Cats Out Show. You're online. Tell her who you are and where you're calling from.
Because I know you.
And I'm calling from Chicago.
Okay, Barry from Chicago. Go ahead with your question or your comment, sir.
I just wanted to say that I feel like our people and our youth are not well educated, and that's why we have most of the problems here in Chicago. That's why we have so much violence going on, because educate our people of our struggles. I am a Machita. I am an indigenous person. I am firstborn American.
Okay.
What happened?
Well, thank you for that, sir. Thank you. And we totally agree. Thank you. So you know what? Just like he said, he's from Chicago. He think our children need some education. They need to.
I'm just grossed out.
I agree with them.
Thank you for calling. It's the Cats Out Show. How may we help you?
Yes, good morning. Happy New Year. My name is James Poole. I was calling about the gun violence.
Okay.
We have Bobby Rush, we have Danny Davis. Both of them actually had immediately admitted family that has been shot. None of them has stepped up and tried to pass any legislation to try to get something passed for the shootings and the guns. Where are they?
Well,
Good question.
I tell you what, I did hold a conversation with Danny Kaye, and we do have a special interview with him. I do know that they had a event, I want to say at Pastor Ira J. Ackery's church on December the 31st. I don't have all of the details as to what went on at that event, but I personally will have some feedback from Mr. Danny K. Davis. I'm going to Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and I hope to have them all on the Cats Out Show because it's definitely time. But thank you for that, and thank you for your comment.
All right, thank you very much.
Can I say one thing, please?
Yes, go ahead.
We need to show our young people, and I haven't heard anybody really say it yet, but I have a way of dealing with them, and I love to show them love. We've got to show these young people love.
Yes.
They're out of focus. They're not in touch. We've got to come to them and let them know we love you. All this unnecessary violence.
They so hard now, they don't even know how to receive love. They don't even know what
You
it
have
is
to give, you have to,
take it in.
It's the
you
Cats
have,
Out Show. Tell us who
You
you
gotta
are and
beat
where
it
you're
in
calling
and
from.
Make them understand it.
you don't have to.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
just drilling it on in them.
Caller, you're online. Tell us who you are and where you're calling from. Okay. So you're right. Show, Grady, I hate to disturb you, but you said we need to show them love.
Yes, ma'am. The same love you showed the other night when you were out amongst the young people. Had we been together, it's sort of easy for me to approach with love, genuine love. Our babies need genuine love. You'd be surprised how they react to genuine love.
Okay, the phone is ringing off the hook. Caller, tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Yes, my name is Terry. They're from Houston, from Chicago.
Okay. Go ahead with your question or comment.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead with your question or comment, sir. Okay, you have us in the background.
Yeah, my bad. Yes, I'm calling again. I'm Terry, and I do respect the comment that she said that we do need a lot of love from the older people, but I feel like we need to show respect to our elderly people too, because our elderly people know what life is about. You know, they already been there, they already done it.
Thank you.
So we gotta learn from them, and I appreciate that. Yeah, we do need the love from the elderly people, but it starts with us respecting the elderly people, because that's what we used to be about. Us, the young people, used to respect our elderly people. We used to have to defend.
Thank you for that comment, sir. Thank you. All right, this is Vera from the Cats Out Show. Go ahead and state your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning. This is Yolanda Long calling from Dallas, Texas.
Well, hello there, Yolanda Long, old school. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thanks for calling in.
Good. I actually just called in to make a statement in regards to our youth of today. I know people continue to say that our youth of today are out of control. They don't have discipline. They're not raised like they used to be, and that is correct. I think the parents, America, traditional Black teaching have changed. I think that as a Black culture, if we could go back to what it used to be, that would be great, but that's not possible. I think that America has made it where our youth are chasing things that are so unimportant. They're chasing money. They're chasing weed. They want to be rappers. They want to be athletes. They're not chasing the things that got us where we are today. Our grandparents fought for education and wanted our kids to be better. We were okay being in our own communities, but now we're lashing out for things that are not of importance. They just lack character. And that's what our youth are going through. And it's very unfortunate that this happened to this young person, this young individual, and we don't want that on anybody. But when you have a president that promotes racism and violence and mocking of disabled people, you will have people that will go out and take it to the next level. So I just hope and pray that everyone is able to get their minds right and let it start at home instead of us pointing fingers and videotaping. How about we take a stand individually just to do better? Individually, and trust me, it'll just spread throughout everybody.
Yes,
if we look at ourselves first.
May I?
All right. Well, thank you for that comment.
To that caller.
Yes, go
Thank
ahead.
you, callers, so much, because
I appreciate you all for doing what you do. We need the knowledge out there.
yes, ma'am. Caller, I agree with you 100%. You said take it back. Let's take it back. Let's put a curve on this violence by starting off. Do you remember back in my day, we would jump rope, play basketball. We had all kind of, remember that? Let's bring all of that. Most of our children don't know how to jump rope, play marbles.
Thanks, Yolanda. Thank you. We're going to get to the next caller.
Have a great day.
All right, you too. Go ahead, Granny.
Yes, as I was saying, I agree with the caller 100%. Jump rope. Matter of fact, I brought 2 jump ropes with me. We need to bring back jacks, basketball.
I got the hula hoop. I got my hula hoop in the trunk.
Got your hula hoop.
So at the end of the show, we're going to jump some rope. We're going to do some hula hooping right here in the studio.
Yes.
Right outside. We don't care.
We and don't be surprised if we come into your neighborhoods with our jump ropes, hula hoops. We're going to get these. We're going to put a curve.
Sorry, I can't come. State your name and your comment, please.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Shanda Gilgit. I'm calling from Shreveport, Louisiana. And I'm assuming that this is about the 4 youth that kidnapped the young man, or is it just about the violence?
Yeah, well, it's a combination of them both. Go ahead and state your comment or your question.
It's a shame that our society has broken down to the point where we don't value ourselves. We don't value our own lives. We're doing the work of the enemy for them so that they can have clean hands, because we keep killing each other. And I don't understand why there needs to be something done at an elementary level, at a middle school level, before these children develop these callous hearts that allow them to act toward each other in the way that they've been doing. It needs to start way earlier than it's been doing, because at 15, 17, 14, they're almost already lost. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for that.
I want to say something too, Vera. I don't want the youth to think that we're coming down hard. I don't want to think the youth that we're coming down hard on those youth that are doing the right thing. So we're talking to the youth that are doing this negative things. We're on them. But those that are going to school, listen to your parents, doing the right thing, spending your time in the right places, we want to commend you. So it's not all young people are not bad.
No.
As a matter of fact, not only are all young people not bad, what I would like to see is for us to put the spotlight more on those students that's doing the right thing. And maybe if we put the spotlight more on them, then we will cause those that's not
that are lost.
Let's use what we have in order to reach them.
Exactly. And we have to get out there with them. I'm not afraid of them or being in their midst. They're babies. They don't know. They're young people that don't know better. They need strong guidance. That's what they need.
Now, and I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say this here. Parents, you need to be held responsible. I think that we're letting the parents off as well.
Exactly.
Because anytime you have children that could get on Facebook Live smoking weed, it's something already wrong.
They ain't even smoking.
Already smoking weed, and they're on Facebook Live, and then they're in somebody's house. Now, if they're in the parent's house, then I think you should be held responsible. If you know that your child is disturbed and got some problems going on,
right.
and you need to go out and reach for help. Now, if the parent has already said, "Listen, I got this child in my house. This child is out of control. This child is a ticking time. A time bomb. I don't know when the next time this child may do something. I need some help." If that parent has done that, then you know what? Then hey.
In defense of the weed smokers out here, the people that do smoke weed, been smoking it for years, and they are in their right, man. This is not weed that they smoking. They smoking something else.
You're right.
They sprinkling the stuff on their weed, so this ain't no normal weed.
You know what? We need to check water, food, drugs, everything.
It's the Cat's Out Show. It's the Cat's Out Show. Go ahead and say who you are and where you're calling from, please.
Yes, hello everybody. This is Keisha Griffin. Hey, Martin.
Hey, Keisha. Hey, Keisha.
Her husband got killed on 630 with a bottle.
Hey.
Oh,
hey, how are you?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Happy New Year's to you.
Because I feel as though we have to hold these communities responsible as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Back in the day, our moms worked 2 or 3 jobs. So, a lot of the kids were left at home. But we can get dressed, run over to the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
All of those positive things were in there. The Chinese jacks, the jumping rope, the computer labs, everything. Back in the day, the Boys and Girls Club used to take you on college tours. And, used to be a lot of different things going on in the community. Now, with all the violence that's going on around 6030 King Drive, there's a whole community center that sits on 62nd and Wabash that's closed. And it's been closed for years.
And you know what? And first of all, I want to thank you for calling into the Cat's Out Show, and because I saw the video of what happened to your husband, and literally my eyes, I just couldn't stop from crying to see so much hate, and we're talking about it in our children, but those same children, the parents are out here doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing.
That's true. That's true. But like I said, back in the day, you had an option. You asked your mom, okay, you got permission to go outside, and you would go to the Boys and Girls Center or whatever center, within your community. And you would hook up with all your kids. So regardless of what your parents were doing, you had a safe haven.
And
the neighborhood provided safe places. You know what I mean? We had night basketball,
yes.
And we had all kind of stuff. And these children these days, they don't have anything.
Nothing.
You go outside, you get shot. You go roller skating, you get shot. It's like, what are the children supposed to do? And it's so sad because back in the day, a membership at the Boys and Girls Club was $5. You could have been the worst parent in the world, but there were some good people in position in these places that helped shape and mold your children.
Yes.
And there was a safe outlet for your children. They ate, they played safe, and when the street lights came on at 6:30, you walked your butt home. A group of y'all, 10, 15, went back to the same housing complex or wherever you guys live and got up to do it all over again tomorrow. I'm not understanding where is the funding in the neighborhood. We speak so much about the youth, but what are the funeral directors, these funeral home owners? Where is the money that they putting back in the community? What's up?
And I'm gonna go a little bit further. What about the store owners? Because I was in front of a store on the west side of Chicago over near Independence and Roosevelt Road somewhere. I don't even know where I was at. However, I saw roughly about 25, 30 youth in front of a store. And I want to know, why are we not holding these store owners accountable for 2 things? First of all, you can't allow people to just stand outside your store. Secondly, you guys, what are they doing to give back to the community? I'm also go like I've always did before, and I'm gonna go and jump on our pastors. We have at least 6 churches on one corner. Pastors, come on out from behind those church doors and get on these streets and help save our babies.
Hallelujah.
The stores are not gonna do anything because their hands is in the pot too.
Uh-oh.
They hands in the pot. They working out those stores. They ain't finna lose their money.
Well, you know what?
Right. You're absolutely right. Because they're now the boys to set out there because they come in and buy their blood.
And then
they don't want to call the police because they got a business to run.
Okay.
They don't live in a neighborhood, so it doesn't affect them the way it affects, you know, the people in the community.
Okay, so here's a crazy question. Because why can't we get together and say, okay, you, first of all, we're gonna hold you accountable. You have no other choice but to be held accountable to give back to our community. Because I think we got enough strong voices. I don't know where Al Sharpton is at, but this is a good time for him to show his face. I don't know where Jesse Jackson is at, but this is a good time for him to show his face. I don't know where Barack Obama and Michelle is at, but guess what? They from Hyde Park. And he may have been busy because I think, you know, Barack may have had a whole lot of stuff he had to deal with other than what was going on from block to block in Chicago. I'm not putting my mouth on any of them. But what I am saying is that now is a good time to show up for our youth. And now is a perfect time.
I think that a lot of people, we don't have a lot of strong community leaders. They start off strong, and somewhere along the line, they get caught up in politics.
Yes.
They start off about the community, and next thing you know, in order to get that grant to expand the church, to get this tore down, to get the liquor store closed, they jump on the bandwagon politicians.
Okay.
And it's no longer about the community anymore. We need a strong leader. It's just not enough strong people. Strength come in numbers. You may have two strong people today, and then tomorrow they not really interested, or we don't have nobody to really stand. And truth be told, a lot of people don't even care nothing about what goes on until it affects them, until it's their son that's killed, or until it's their nephew, and then they're fired and ribbed up for about 2 months, and then it's back to it's back to normal, and it's sad. It's sad. Okay. There's no dedication. There's no consistency, and on top of that, like I said, the leaders that we have in place, they turn to politics, and they just pretty much forget about they forget about the neighborhood.
Keisha, this is Martin talking. Listen, before you go, because you've been on long enough, but let me say this to you. Give a shout out to that one store that blessed your son with some Christmas gifts and things like that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Steve over there at Exclusive 773. He was truly a blessing. And like I said that day, and I'll say today, a lot of these business store owners, whether you be Black, Macy's, Nordstrom's, we run and spend our money with these places, and they have nothing for you at the end of the day. They don't give back to the community. So thank you so much to Steve over there at Exclusive 773.
Thank you.
And I just want to say, as leaders, the leaders need to come together, and we just want to say, we don't condone what's going on out here, and we want to give encouragement to those parents that are doing good, to those parents that are mentors for their children, children that are in colleges, children that are doing something good. We want to give that respect to them, and also we want to say we need to come together as leaders, praying for one another and praying for our children.
Go ahead and say who you are and where you're calling from.
Stop sign, man. I'm calling from Chicago.
What's your name? Go ahead with your question or comment.
My comment is that there's a lot of youth out here as an activist doing a lot of good work. And it's no elders out here standing up with them, showing them, giving them the key, or showing them the way to do things, as in to organize. And with that, that's where we're falling from. And if you're talking about the stores, these same stores that these kids is in front of is the same stores that's hiring people outside the community. There's nothing going on in the community for these young Black men and women. But yet every day they stand on the same corner. So if they're on the corner every day, that means that they're available for work, but yet cannot find work due to the fact of being picked up and given a record, being arrested.
Okay. Well, I want to.
Okay. And one more thing I like to say is, and with these thousands of police that they finna put out on the street, they need to use that money and put it in the community to beautify it and have jobs every day for these kids. These kids do not want to be out here throwing bricks at the penitentiary.
I see some jobs outside right now.
Yeah.
How about starting to clean that stuff up?
Yeah.
All them broken glasses and bottles.
Yeah,
That's
we
a
got
job.
to start from the bottom.
Well, let me say,
give
Bottom up.
hey,
that
John,
really have substance to it, but cleaning up is a very easy job to do.
John,
Putting money in their pocket. It's showing them something different.
John, is that you, John Packer?
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, tell us real briefly what you do for the community and tell us how old you are and tell them your name.
My name's John Packer, better known as the Stop Sign Man. And I stand up every day against violence, racist people, and I see a lot. You know, I'm not too much of a talker. That's why I stand outside, post up with my stop sign, and let people know what's going on. I'm trying to give out subliminal messages to the people. Just like it's kind of it's not difficult to say, but all I say is I post up on the corner every day.
Okay,
in my neighborhood.
Well, you know what? So in other words, you're working. Thank you for that. This guy. Thank you for your comment. So bottom line, we definitely want to connect with somebody like that that's out every day doing something. We do have a special guest in the building that I'm gonna give a chance to come on air, and this topic will be great because we can turn it around and put the spotlight on him as well. But Cassandra, I totally agree with what you said. You said, why do we have to have a leader or someone to stand up for us? We need to stand up for our damn selves and make a difference for ourselves.
Exactly.
It starts with us, you and me. And she's absolutely right. Thank you for that, Cassandra Gibson, because that's exactly how I feel. If you want to look for the leader, my leader is not outside of me. I am my leader. If I want to look for direction, I need to start something. You know, I just can't start pointing the finger saying, oh, Obama, or Al Sharpton. Oh, no, those leaders, if we stand up, we will attract those leaders to us. So you got to be about something yourself and stop pointing the finger or waiting on somebody else, because we can have a stop sign or a pointer to point the finger and just say stop. You can hold a stop sign up to do that. But we got to take action, and it starts right now. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break real fast.
Everybody's so scared.
Now, for those of you all that's backstage with us, you're good because you're on Facebook Live. But we're going to go ahead and take a quick music break. It's the Cats. We're on Intellectual Radio. We're on iHeart Radio. We're Facebook Live many a times. And what we've done is we just officially let the cat out the bag.
I've been lost, I've been tired, but I feel with desire. Somehow I know that it's all gonna change. Everything's gonna change. Big city lights, big city dreams, the sound of the city that wakes me. So many people living with the blues, so many things that I can tell you. I got this funny feeling, that something's going down. I can almost hear the sound going boom, 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 going round. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, seems like no one is happy. People living without a voice. Seems like no one really has a choice. I feel free and lost at the same time. Feels like I'm gonna lose my mind. Living every day like it's my last. Living in the truth I learned from my past. I've been tired, but I feel with desire. Somehow I know that it's all gonna change. Everything's gonna change. Cadillac, hoes, Cadillac, dreams, Cadillac, world, everybody's name. If you got a problem, money can't solve it. Government scheming, gangsters, needing.
We're back. It's the Cats. We're on Intellectual Radio. We're on iHeart Radio. We're Facebook Live many of times. And what we're doing is we're here letting the cat out the bag. Meow. Woo. We got a male cat in the building. We're gonna need a roar, a meow. You're gonna have to give us something about you now. You know how we do.
Roar.
Roar. You know what? Real fast, and you're no stranger to this show. You've been here a few times. Tell our listeners, tell our viewers who you are, where you come from, and actually what you're doing here.
Well, my name is James Hoffman. I have a very good hair product by the name of Mario Wade Pomade. It's one of the best out. I'm from Maywood. I'm doing something positive, trying to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Just showing kids other ways to make money out here.
Congratulations.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
And you know what? I know this is probably going to take some of you guys by surprise, but some of you guys may not be surprised. He's a young black man. You can see it. Right by the complexion when he turned to the side. You can tell, right?
You can see it all in his face, how he's glowing. He has glow.
So go ahead. Now, you know what? And I've had a chance to use this product, but I know for those of you all that know, I change styles often. So next month, I'm going to let you know I'm going to have a short style. I may go long. I may go blonde. So I changed. I was natural a few months ago, and I used his product, and I guarantee you two things. It helped my hair grow out, and then it really took my locks to another level. I was total, and I will post a picture. I was fine on a whole nother level with my natural hair. And tell us, like, how can people get your product, and then show us some of the pictures. Like, you got the waves for days. Tell our listeners how they can get your product, and how did you get started?
Well, I got started. Me and a young lady named Leah, she helped me get started with it. You know what I'm saying? Just by looking at my hair, and I always wanted to get into the hair products by me being a barber. So we got it started a couple of years ago. You know
so you're a barber,
yes,
and let us see some of your pictures, because
posters right here.
poster. Turn it around here. Let me see.
You probably see them all through Chicago. I'll be putting in work, putting them everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So first of all, if people want to get their hair done, because you got ladies on here with these short cuts and the natural look, and if people want to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you, and how do they buy your product if they need to buy?
Well,
make a purchase.
I got it right now in 2 beauty supply stores, one in 13th and Madison in Maywood at the Urban Boutique, and I also have it in St. Petersburg, Florida at Annie's Beauty Supply. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know about that, but if you want to come to the barbershop, I work at New Status on 5th, right across street from the AutoZone. You can come grab it in there too. I always be out promoting it. I'm always gonna keep some product on me. So anytime you see me in the streets, you can get you some right there. You know what I'm saying? Sell for $10. You know what I'm saying? If we're cool, I might give you a play. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Never know.
Thank you.
Yes. And you know what? We want to make the announcement because he's also going to donate a few bottles to the Cats Out show. So for those of you all that call in, we want to give you a chance to try the product. You can actually pick it up from him directly right on 5th Avenue. Mm-hmm. And what's the address again?
703.5 South 5th.
703.5 South 5th. So we're going to 2 callers. If you're interested in trying the product, all you got to do is call in. We're gonna bless 2 of you guys with a free product. Just come pick your product up. We're not gonna bring it to you, but guaranteeing this product is making your hair grow. For you guys that got those shortcuts and you want some waves for days, I mean, I've seen this guy very well groomed. For the ladies, it definitely worked with your natural hair. So we're gonna bless a couple of our viewers. 708-223-8953. Again, 708-223-8953. Call in and say you want to try the product. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right back onto our topic of discussion. We mentioned that we would talk about what happened at the funeral yesterday with Brother Harris, comedian Harris, and how they jumped on Snoop Dogg at this funeral. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I done already tried to reach out to Snoop, so don't be surprised if we have Snoop on the Cats Out show. Snoop, we calling for Snoop. We calling for Jesse Jackson. We calling for Al Sharpton. Who else we calling for? We need to call Donald Trump. We want to talk to Donald Trump. We need Michelle Obama, Barack Clinton. We want to talk to all of you guys because
Hillary.
There we go. Because I'm convinced that we don't have a big problem in Chicago. We have a small problem. And it's simply about making people accountable. I think everybody needs to be accountable. I think parents need to be accountable for their children. I think the church need to be accountable for stepping out into the community and making a difference. I think that businesses, just like we seen that business over at Taste Buds, Betty, and how we seen her giving back to the community for Christmas and giving those gifts out. I want to give a special shout out to even Kathy's Kitchen over the holiday here in Maywood. They fed the seniors and gave out free food. My mom was there. I know quite a few of you guys was there. They gave away free meals right here in Maywood on 5th Avenue at Kathy's Kitchen. So we want to really put the spotlight on those types of businesses. But I can't say this enough, people. So I'm going to close with this. If you want to bring value to your community, if you really, really want to stop our children from touching the ground and from allowing just craziness to happen, you get yourself some life insurance policies on these children, because I guarantee you, if you get $200,000, I'm just gonna say $200,000 worth of coverage on each one of your children, we're talking about less than a Big Mac a day. Less than a Big Mac a day. You can have $200,000 or more on your children. Do you think that those insurance companies are gonna want to pay out those high policies? No, they're not.
Do it because they too busy trying to eat crab legs and go to Miami. It ain't no parents no more like that.
Right. Well,
they screwed up too.
But you know what? We need that shift. It's time for that shift, because that there alone will help save our children and our community. The one other point I want to make is that if we need to make those traffic lights, if we can have a traffic a camera that can tell me that I was speeding or that I ran a stop sign, I want you to have that same traffic light that can catch some of this crime that's going on in the streets.
They do have it. They just ain't using the camera. They know exactly what's going on. They stand under the cameras and do it, and they see it, but they not pulling those cameras.
So
some of the cameras don't work.
Yeah,
in certain neighborhoods.
I know 2 times I've heard about those cameras was able to find someone that committed a murder. Twice. Out of all the years it's been up, only twice I've heard about that.
Yeah, and we've had Daryl that said that a lot of these children suffer from PTSD, and whatever that is, postpartum depression. I don't know what is PTSD.
Right. I think you just said it right.
And no one to help them with these mental illnesses. I agree with that. We do need to diagnose these children properly. We do need to have mental institutions, open back up. I know that Richard Boykins, and I'm going to say his name because we're going to stop in and see Richard Boykins. I know that that's something that he was passionate about talking as far as the mental institutions and getting those things back up and running. So we got our hands full.
And since you mentioned Richard Boykins, I want to say to all the parents, if you need something done, start volunteering. Start volunteering as a mentor, whatever task force there is, because he got many different task forces that's out there. Crime, education. I'm not naming them all, but come be a mentor, come volunteer. Come find out what you can do to help your community. Get out there and volunteer. Be a mentor.
Okay, and I'm gonna go out on a limb for 2 things. If you're interested in getting a quote for some insurance for your children, I throw my number out there for free. It's 708-743-6970. Again, 708-743-6970. If you're interested in joining one of the task force with Richard Boykins, I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna just start referring people to him. You can reach me again at 708-743-6970. Again, 708-743-6970. There are a lot of elected officials that got different task force that you can take and become a part of. Each one got to reach one. I know Martin G, you probably got some people on the south side that we need to make connections with. We want to get them right here in the studio, and we want to make everybody accountable. But I'm gonna go ahead. In the meantime, we got Miriam Wave Hair Product in the building. Let us all take our time and our energy and support this young Black man. He's doing the right thing. He's working. He has his own line of product, And so not all of our youth is just doing anything. We got some that we're going to put the spotlight on that's really, really doing something positive. Let's show some love and let's support this man. Tell them again how they can reach you. If you got an email address, a website, a phone number, go ahead.
I got an online store at www.marialwaypomade.com. Spell Marial, M-A-R-I-A-L, waypomade.com. Or you can go to the beauty supply store on 13th and Madison, you know what I'm saying, Urban Boutique, or catch me at the barbershop. You know, I'm everywhere. I'm always out here moving around, so ain't no telling where you'll see me at the gas station. Don't be scared to approach me. You know what I'm saying? I got some product on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the coolest person you're gonna meet, so get with me.
All right.
I want to say something before we close. I think necessary with the youth, they need a proper diet, not just oodles and noodles and with the tacos with the hot flaming hots on that.
Yes.
That's important too.
That's right. Them flaming hots with that cheese on it. Okay.
Can I say a little something before we close out? Parents that are struggling, please reach out to us so that we can sort of help and support you. Please, parents, I know this life is not easy. So we are here to give good advice, sound advice. If you need us, just let us know.
How can we reach you? Tell us how can we reach you?
Oh, you can reach me at 1-773-971-0494 and call me
again.
1-773-971-0494. Just call me Granny. And I'll answer. Yes, ma'am.
Miss Monique, Martin G. Give us, before we wrap up, just give us one solution about the violence. What do you suggest?
What I suggest, it starts at home. You have to educate. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, you have to educate your children. My thing is, do not sit in no car on the block late at night if you know it's a hot block in the car. That's a no-no. Another one is, if you know a person that's involved in street gangs, try not to hang with him, speak with him, and keep going, because he could have done something the night before.
Okay. This is Vera from the Cats Out Show. Go ahead and say who you are and where you're calling from, please.
Hello, how you doing? My name is Leslie Brown. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, but I live in Iowa now. I just wanted to kind of comment on the different stuff that's going on as far as the violence and stuff. The support that we get from the police officers, we get none. My son was bullied for 3 years, and I'm actually in a different location now because I had to move away from the town I was in because he was being bullied and he was also shot at. The police, my son, thank God he didn't get hurt or anything, but he told the police everything: who was driving the car, the first and last names of the guys, the location. He took the police to the location. This happened, I want to say April the 28th of 2016, and now it is January 2017, and I called and leave messages for the police chief. When it first happened, they were saying that it was under investigation, but all of the evidence that my son has given them, and these are the same guys that shot at him, was the same guys that was bullying him, and I get nothing. I get no phone call back, you know, and it's the support from the police. There's no support. Even if they have the evidence, you know, my son could have been dead. He just made 17 this year on the 3rd of January. You know, what happens to no support? Even if they have evidence, they don't care.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm a parent. I'm hurting. I think about it all the time. You know, the police don't care. They're not trying to help us.
No. You know, can I say something? I lived in Iowa. Also. And my daughter was verbally attacked by some young people in a car. She was walking. And they didn't help her either.
Okay. Well, thank you for that information, caller. Thank you so much. So what you know what? Well, I wish we had more time, but we'll be backstage with some of you guys. Listen, The end result is that everybody is responsible. Stop looking for somebody else to take action, and you take action. It starts with you, and it will end with you. If you catch a fire, your fire could very well be the fire that catch someone else's
Yes.
fire. Catch them a fire. So again, thank you for tuning in. It's the Cats. We can't make this stuff up. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Intellectual Radio. We're on Facebook Live a many a time. And we're constantly on purpose letting the cat out the bag.
With desire, somehow I know that it's all gonna change. Everything's gonna change.